So to know who you was, because I mean, I know you holler out Duval. Or if you somewhere and somebody finna jump on your ass, you holler Duval. So when you hear motherfuckers say Duval, you follow that shit and you get to them, and that's when it pop off. That's where that shit come from.
So that's where the Duval
That's where it came from. That's where it came from. And this is back in the 80s. From back in the 80s. Like the late 80s, right now. And then when we got the BCR, Daytona, if you somewhere, somebody fuck with you or some shit going on, because you know Daytona is still the same shit. Miami, they don't give a fuck about nobody else. It's Jacksonville and Miami. So if you get some shit, holler that shit and watch where your motherfuckers run to. Because they gonna run to your ass. And by the time they get there, it's gonna be some ass kicking.
How you say it?
Say what?
The call.
No, I don't do all that shit.
What do you mean?
I don't do that shit.
What do you mean?
I don't do that shit in the game.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, people? What's going on? What's going on? Hanging out.
Y'all hear that voice right there?
Live inside Indigo.
If you
The pool hall.
If you from Jacksonville, Duval County, close your eyes. And if you hear that voice, you should know that voice.
Well, I hope y'all know this voice.
If y'all don't know that voice, y'all been sleeping under a rock, right?
Yeah. If you're young, you might have been made from this voice.
Oh, wow. Woo! This is the one and only DJ Bodie.
Yo.
What up?
People hanging out, doing my thing.
Yeah,
enjoying.
I gotta go back. I gotta give you the Martin. What's up? OG. What's up?
Yeah.
What's happening, my brother?
Hey man, just like I say, supposed to be enjoying retirement, but that ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen, man. Come on, man. DJs are like the hottest thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's because of the foundation where we came from.
It's the foundation.
You know where we came from because you just can't, because we was the entertainers. You know, we was the entertainment throughout the party, during the shows, and after the party.
When everybody else is sitting down.
We got to be the entertainment. We got to want to get everything going. You know, it wasn't back then. It wasn't all that extra going on. So we had to be the one that was getting it up. Because see, back then you had a party, like a real party.
A real party.
Like this is what we came. We didn't go out there just to smoke in the club and
look at our phones.
And look at your phone. Yeah. Back then it was about to get up and get down.
We came to dance.
We gonna somebody gonna lose some weight tonight.
And if the DJ was bad, we gonna call them out.
And if the DJ was bad, they gonna call you out. They will call you out. So I used to be one of the ones that call other DJs out, so it don't make a difference.
How you got started, DJ?
It was.
Well,
I was about 13, 12. I was about 12. My uncle used to be up in Atlanta. And he was a promoter up in Atlanta, and he also DJ'd. So some summers I would go up there and help him out and see the stuff that he had going on, and it was wild because that was the time.
That was on Freaknik
times. That was the time. That was 87.
Freaknik Club, Nicky's Gentleman's Club.
This before. This back before that.
Yeah.
Freaknik hadn't even started there.
Right,
Freaknik hadn't even started.
That was in the 90s.
This was, like I say, this was the forefront before all that came out. You know what I'm saying? This was back when pretty much bass music was just killing everything. You know, we had Goombay and you know, I mean BCR was going on forever. You know, stuff like that. But that was in Florida, so they didn't really know about that. So back up in that time, I was just going to see how everything was because R&B was still king, and I say a pretty late form of, I call it like late disco. You know, that was the late R&B. That was back when Cameo and Midnight Star them was running things. You know, back in them days. So that was like the last part of that. I say that disco era. They call it funk, but I call it still the late disco.
Okay,
it was going down there. And used to have a convention called How Can I Be Down?
I remember that.
And that was in the Omni. Well, it wasn't the Omni then.
Right.
It was something else then.
Right.
It was, I can't remember the name, but it was something else then before it became the Omni.
Right.
And that was where if you was anybody in R&B music or wanted to be showcased, you was there.
Right.
Because the label sent you there. And that, matter of fact, that was the first time I seen Whitney Houston, the first time I seen Freddie Jackson, the first time I seen Luther Vandross, and this was when he was getting started. This is back. Well, this was, woo! I'm talking about it was the point where Whitney Houston came in, and you had the whole Jackson family on one side. You had Aretha Franklin sitting over there. You had Dion. You had Stevie Wonder back in. It was wild, and I lost my mind. And it was like, okay, this is something serious.
And you were a kid.
And I was a kid, and I was in there because my uncle was in there. You know, so that was like crucial. And from that point on, I was like, okay, well, I got to be a part of this, because this is going to be real.
So what made you choose DJing over everything else? Because he was a DJ?
Well, it wasn't because he was a DJ. It was because when I got back here, I saw him do his thing, but when I got back here, it was the DJs that was here. And the DJs that are here, that was at that time, like Jerome Brown, who got the barbecue place now. He was one of the head DJs there. It was Hal Mercy Bellboy. It was the Pressure Cooker, who grew up around the corner with me. See, at the time, all the DJs then was on the north side of town, because that's where all the black clubs was. There was nothing over here on the west side. It wasn't nothing, especially nothing across the bridge.
Right.
So everything was right around in our area. You had 1 or 2 spots that was over there. Well, you had the Blue Spot that's been there forever. That's at the beach. So that was always there. But that was a spot that we ventured out to. That was more for the beaches people, and people that was over in Mayport.
Right.
So that was their thing. But the guys that were here, like I say, like Pressure Cooker was the guy. And that was one of the guys, when I saw him, it threw me off. I was like, damn, this is a party. And the first time I saw them, we had a thing. That was when Come Together Day first started. Because Come Together Day used to be just a little thing for the neighborhood. Just for the neighborhood. And it was at the park over there on Moncrief. And they would get out there and set up, and how I really got to, because I wanted to go, and he was leaving his house, because his house was right around the corner from me. And I said, I want to go. He said, well, come on, but you go help. So I was the wire man. I was carrying the wires.
That was the days
of
Crates of Records.
What? That was it. But that was my sign up for internship. I was interning, because you couldn't just, you weren't finna just walk in no club, grab no mic, jump on no turntables. Right. You was finna learn this shit.
Right.
So you learn how to put the wire, where the wires go, how to put the speakers up, how to hook the amps up, and then if the amps broke, how to fix the amps. If the speakers went out, and this is when the party was going on. This ain't after. This is right then.
How you
break it down?
How you fix the amp? A fuse?
The fuse, yeah. It was the fuses back then, baby. Yeah. But guess what? But you still had to take it apart, unplug it, and then put the fuse in, and plug it back up, and pray that it wasn't an old fuse. Because them boys used to get liquored up back then. Woo! It used to go down, but that was what introduced me to it. And then my uncle moved back here from Atlanta, and he had all the records and stuff. So I got over him, and I showed a big interest in it, and he kind of just showed me the basics. This is what you do when you up here. And he showed me, look, you just learn the music. And at that time, it was a lot of R&B music at that time, but we didn't have a lot of R&B radio back then. We had, it was mainly still pop music back then. So I would still get over there and play a lot of pop music mixed with the R&B music. Because I was like, this is what we hear all the time, so you gotta incorporate it. Because even in some clubs, they would play some of the pop music, because that's what it was. Right. You had to learn the Rolling Stones and some Pink Floyd and some of the, you had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that helped me out a lot, especially moving up in the days, because it helped me get a lot of corporate gigs, especially Christmas parties and 4th of July and stuff like that, especially with a lot of military in town.
I learned how to play a lot of that type of music by DJing in the predominantly white strip clubs. so the managers would be like, play XYZ, play, know.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right, because
that's how I learned.
The first strip club I was at here was it was called the Wood Nickel. And the Wood Nickel later turned into the Silver Fox.
Okay.
But I was the first black DJ in that club. Okay. And it was still, the Wood Nickel had 2 sides. It had the strip club side and it had the dance side. Now they had a DJ for the dance side, because that was mostly country and some pop. And then they might throw in a little Earth, Wind and Fire, a little Commodore or something like that. But it was still mainly for them.
So was it more of a white strip club?
Yes.
Also?
Yes.
Before it became Silver Fox.
I was there probably about almost a year before they asked for black girls.
Huh.
But at the time, but on that side, they still wanted to hear the R&B music because we had a lot of truckers that came in.
Okay.
So it was crucial at the time, but it was a lot of fun. But
Okay.
that's how I learned how to say no to drugs.
That,
that was how I learned how to say no.
wow, you saw so many, so much,
so much,
Mm.
so much. Because a party back then was a party, and that's when they say a party, it included everything.
Everything.
When they say sex, drugs, and rock and roll,
Yeah.
it was that.
How old were you around that time?
I was pushing 17, 18.
Nice.
I wasn't supposed to be in there.
Right.
I was not supposed to be in there. But the lady who I met her because we was at Fernandina. And we were DJing at Fernandina on Sundays. And that was our spot down there in Fernandina. We used to be there every Sunday. And that's when I met her. Because she was hanging out with some of her friends. But she was a Spanish lady, and most of her friends was black.
Okay.
So they brought her down there because she had never seen him. And when she saw her, she was like, I've been here. She said, I've been out here a couple of Sundays now. As a matter of fact, because the biggest Sunday that was down there was Easter. You know, every Easter Sunday back then, everybody, you know your church thing and all that stuff there, and go eat. Then next thing you know, everybody heading down Talleyrand. Everybody in Heckscher, I'm sorry, not Heckscher, going out to Fernandina. Fernandina was the spot. From when I was a little kid until, I don't know, about 20 years ago now. Okay. That was the spot you was going to be at. But we met Mr. Morgan, the one who usually runs stuff out there. He was a realtor. And that's when we started DJing out there. And that's what I said. That a lot of stuff transpired from that. And that was great. It was great.
So was that the most fun you had DJing, like in the beginning? Because when you breaking into an industry and what I'm saying, busting your cherry, so to speak, and all that type of shit, where you still green to a lot of shit.
The most fun I had when I first started was, and I ain't gonna say this, leaving the house when I'm supposed to leave the house. Going to take the older DJs to the club, setting them up in the club, going back, sitting in the parking lot, watching everybody go in the club. And then when the club was over, I had to go back in there and put all their records up, put their crates up.
Wow.
And then take them wherever they wanted to go, which was usually the Clock or the Pig. That's when the Pig was on Lim Turner. Right down there past where, right there across the street from where Popeyes was, at now on Lim Turner. Okay. That was the Pig. And that's where everybody used to go, at the Clock or the Pig, one of the two. So I had to take them there and see whatever they were going to do, and then go home, and then they let me, and then they went on where they was going to go. But that was that was the most fun. So that was the most, other than that, being on the road with different artists, that was always something. But coming up, when I was first learning stuff, looking back on those times, the greatest. Because I was with people who actually took DJing to the heart. Because they didn't have no computers. Right. They didn't have, a lot of them had mixers. They had a mixing board. So they would use the channels and go up and down on the channels. Wow. So that's what they were using. So that was, and then had the microphone. Man, them guys it was something. It was unreal. But looking back at how them guys used to handle that and handle the crowd, because like I say, it was a real party. If that dance floor wasn't packed, they would work harder and harder until they got that dance floor packed. And it was always, and it's what taught me, it was always a beginning. And in that beginning, it's supposed to escalate.
The hypeness rises.
The hypeness in the vibe, and when they get to a certain level, push that shit some more. And when you push that shit some more, slow it down. Slow it down. And once you slow it down, everybody was drunk, it was horny, and it was like, fuck it, slow time, slow dance time. Yeah, that slow dance time, woo! Boy, that's why I be looking like now, you can't do that nowadays.
I try to introduce that up here. You know, some nights we try to do, you know what I'm talking about?
You gotta have that crowd, because like that crowd has to be a couple, not even say a complete couples crowd, but a functional crowd that know how to party. See, people nowadays don't know how to party. Right. A lot of them just don't. They go out and just sit around in a circle with their friends, and they sit there and they get drunk. Most of them pass out. Some of them they say they want to smoke, and then after that, that's it.
They pull out their phone and they look at themselves.
If you got 80% of the people in your club looking at the phone, it's a problem. I always feel like that.
You right.
If I see, my thing was, I'm finna make these motherfuckers dance their ass off. Or I'm finna make these motherfuckers fight because I'm ready to go home.
They killed me. I saw a meme or a short one time where they say the girls go inside the club. They'll sit down, pull out the phone, and dance in their seat to make it look like they was dancing.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they put the phone down, they just stop.
They stop there. They sit there and look.
Huh.
Because now you're trying to see who's watching them. I just that's something that always irritates me. And I just don't understand that. You get fly to go out and sit down and just watch.
Take pictures of yourself.
And take pictures of yourself. Walk around making videos. I don't get that. That's one thing I can't understand. And it's just, and the thing about it is, a lot of people who want to party don't go out to party because there is no party. You know, because you can't party when you got a motherfucker talking on the mic through every fucking song.
Right.
That doesn't work. Nobody want to hear you all the fucking time.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. Let the people have let them listen to the goddamn song, because the older the crowd is, the more the song they want to hear.
Right.
They don't want to hear two seconds of the goddamn first verse and then you go hauling ass past it. That's not how it works.
Right.
We like our music. We love our music, and we want to hear all of it because we go sing it or rap it off. You know?
A lot of DJs today, I see a lot of DJs that then came through here, and they were they're playing for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're just playing music.
They just play music. Yeah. And that's what it is. They just playing. And okay, fuck that. They won't even look at nobody. They'll sit there and look at their computer the whole night.
The whole night.
And don't look at nobody.
They done created a playlist at home.
And that's what they do.
And they just
run that playlist. Like, they gonna dance. Nah, them motherfuckers ain't dancing off shit. You know? Yeah, you get you a couple of drunk ass girls that go have a good time, but that's rare.
Who are some of the artists that you've been on the road with?
Well, pretty much shit. All the Cash Money, DMX, Busta them. We was on the road with Outkast. We was on the road shit. Luke, 95, Camouflage. Everybody in the fucking South. Everybody from the fucking South. We been on the road with 8 Ball, MJG, UG. Everybody in the South. That has been somebody, because we was the ones that helped break them. Shout out to my Cool Runners crew. Shap Shaggy, my boys. Prince, Don P. You know, anybody who came out during that time, yeah.
What's one of your most memorable moments of being on the road? Something that you could talk about.
I was just say, hold on now. So I ain't trying to indict myself.
Right, or nobody.
Because it's been. Well, I put it this way: being on the road with man, being on the road with 8 Ball and MJG. Let me tell you something. Being on the road with them was wild. We had a ball with them jokers there. 8 Ball, we had a ball with them. That was a great time, because back then we were doing, they call it like the chitlin circuit.
Right.
We was in a lot of small towns, and boy, what them little girls doing, what them back then, little girls we were doing back then, they come in the hotel and all that stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy. But I mean, like I say, during that time, hip hop was still simple.
Yeah, well.
And it was still getting its footing. Well, especially down south. And down south, but the ones that was hit down south, even JT, oh my gosh. Motherfuckers love JT Money, boy.
JT Money.
Motherfuckers love JT Money. Now that shout out to JT, boy.
Shout out to JT.
Woo, goodness gracious. And then we hit up with, like I said, with BG and Juvenile. Being with Juvenile, Wacko, and Skip on the road, it was just, you know, because at that time, a lot of places that we went, we had to became known by our faces, and they knew Cool Runners or whatever. So we would go places, and it was already waiting for us. You know, y'all come over here, y'all know y'all got a meal over here. You want to come eat, and y'all come hang out over here. It was always a great time. Every time we hit the road was a good time. You know, we done had time when the promoter done try some shit, so we had to try some shit. We done had places where motherfuckers thought they was bigger than us, so we had to show we was the big boys. So it's been like that.
I remember one time we did a show in Virginia, Richmond at that, and during the time, I didn't know that there's country parts of Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
And they had us in a fucking barn some fucking way, man. They had us in the barn, bro. And a lesson I learned from this, don't go to the country and talk to none of the girls.
No.
Don't talk to none of them.
No.
None. They try to talk to you, don't talk back.
Yo.
Because the dudes are gonna get mad.
Exactly. And we was in a spot like that, and I would never forget this night. We were setting up the speakers, and it was I can't remember exactly where we were. I don't know why I want to say Mississippi. For some reason, I don't know why I want to say, but that might be. But me and Garfield, we was getting some stuff on the truck, and we hear some shit in the woods. I said, "You heard that?" He was like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what the fuck was that?" But we heard something else on the other side. I said, "Dog." So Garfield said, "Let me go get it." And then the man said, "Wait a minute." Then the people coming to the club.
Right.
We're like, "Wait a minute, they coming through the woods?"
They coming through the
These
woods.
bitches walking through the woods.
Right.
We were like, "What the fuck is going on?" They better get shot the fuck up. We were like, "God," and he literally coming walking through the woods.
Right.
And I'm like, "Damn." Now a lot of my family live in the woods in South Carolina.
Right.
But it got a big ass road, so more people coming down the roads. They ain't coming through the woods. We're like, the fuck? And I'm talking about these women coming through the woods. Like they got a path or something, but we don't see shit. I'm talking about we finna fight these motherfuckers. Like we in this club, and them motherfuckers ain't serving nothing but miniatures and 32 ounces.
Wow.
And what you just said brought it back to my mind was that
Don't mess with them.
them girls.
Don't
'Cause I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the twins that was with us. Started talking to a girl, and the motherfucker got mad.
They got mad.
And them motherfuckers started throwing 32-ounce bottles. They throw it through. We hide behind. We try to get equipment. We like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers throwing bottles. There was no shit until the owner came in there. He got to broke everything up. And that shit fucked the whole party up. We were like, man, these motherfuckers. I'm talking about 32-ounce OE, slit smoke, all kind of shit back there. Like, these motherfuckers crazy, man.
That shit is scary 2 o'clock in the morning, man.
Yeah,
You don't know
because you don't know where you going.
Exactly.
You don't know shit. It's dark as fuck.
It's dark as
when
fuck.
we came up in the daytime, now it's dark as fuck. But we got to get out here. And these motherfuckers already walking through the woods to go home. We don't know what the fuck finna happen.
I remember I met a dancer in Atlanta, and I took her home, or I took her to her grandmother's house or some shit like that. And we probably rode out of the city limits, maybe a good 45 minutes.
That before they had them built up. That before they
this was in the early 90s.
Yeah, this way back.
This was early 90s.
Yeah, Atlanta wasn't always Atlanta, what people think.
Atlanta wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was very small.
Boy, we rode somewhere. It was so motherfucking dark. I couldn't see nothing in front of me. I'm talking about you couldn't see your hand in front of you.
You all right? Just keep going.
And she knew exactly what she was going, like you know, like a scout. It was a big ass boulder in the road, not a rock. This shit was bigger than me, you. This shit was bigger than this building. She told me to turn by the boulder, and the house was right there. And shout out to my country folk, man. Look, shout out to the country. Shout out to all my black people in the country, in the woods, all that. We love all y'all, man. Coming from the city, it just it was just different experiences.
It is. It is. That shit is wild, but like I say, it's a time you ain't gonna never forget. You ain't gonna never forget that.
It was dark as hell out there.
And you probably go back up there now and they still remember you.
They probably do. I was scared.
Trust me, I believe you on that.
I was scared. And somebody could have ran up on me, and they could have had all white on.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have saw them.
That's what out there we used to think. We're like, no, buddy. Because we done been to a place, and we done try to stop on Santa Road, and that should still say whites only. And we're like, God damn, for real? Is this real? Like you said, like, is this real?
Y'all had to be in Mississippi.
Is this real? If I would say whites only, no, dog, that's not how it goes. Yes, it does. Let's go.
Wow.
When they say, yeah, let's go. We ain't going to even argue with you.
Wow. That's crazy.
But that's how it was.
That's how it was.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, back then, we still going off everybody else. Like, what the Temptations went through, what Otis Redding
right, and people, I want to say that people that's watching this, we're not dinosaurs, man. How old are you, if you don't mind asking?
I just turned 51 last month.
He's 51 years old, bro.
Yeah.
The shit that he's saying, it might sound like he 90 or 150. Nah, this shit still going on.
This shit was going on big time. Big time. There was a lot of people who don't come in here. We ain't going in there. So we know we was already riding dirty.
Speaking of that, where you from?
I'm from here in Jacksonville.
You from Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
I asked you that to say this. Since I've been here, I'm originally from New York City, and we got a different type of thing going on up there as far as the racism and things like that. You know, it's a different taste than what goes on down here.
Shout out to the underground.
Shout out to the underground.
Yeah.
But down here, I done heard some real disturbing stories about how Jacksonville was, even on the north side.
You know, that's the Ocean Way.
Ocean Way.
Ocean
That's
Way,
what it. That's what.
Ocean Way. That's why I tell you all that. You Ocean Way, you think you got it. Nah, the motherfucking crackers still over there. Them crackers still over there, and you don't go in the area. You leave them alone.
Give me a history. Give me a history on that.
Well, I put it back like this. It's just like Arlington. Motherfuckers ain't fuck with Arlington until like the mid-'80s.
Okay.
I mean, literally, it was not fucking with Arlington. Arlington always had the Fort Carolina Arms over there, but it was just that spot. And for some, I want to say, I don't think Section 21 was black. I think it was all white. I kind of think it was till like the mid-'80s, you know. But they ran everything.
And for the people who don't know Jacksonville, Duval County, this is on the north side.
Yeah, this. Well, no, we're on the west side over here. Well, you as the west. This is the west side.
This is the west. Yeah.
Once you cross, what the brackets say. Once you cross the viaduct on Edgewood, you're on the west side.
Right.
This is the west side.
This is the west side.
Yeah. Now, once you cross the viaduct on Pritchard Road, you're on the north side. The one right there on Pritchard. Yeah. And when you go across, it hits Sutel, you're on the north side. When you cross it over here, you're on the north side. That's how that is.
Okay.
Once you cross Pearl Street, you're on the east side. On this side of Pearl Street, you're on the north side. The Pepper Pot is on the north side. So like I said, you cross Pearl Street, you're on the east side. That's how that runs. So anybody say, fuck what they say, what we say go. Because a lot of people don't know this. Jacksonville used to stop at Moncrief. Where the catwalk is on Moncrief, Jacksonville used to stop right there.
You mean the city?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That's where it stopped at. Stop right there.
Really?
It's going back. This was like to like the I think it said that, but then it said like the 50s.
Okay.
Like the late 50s.
Okay.
That's where it stopped at. And then they did that consolidation shit, and that's when they brought everything together. You know, because there was a lot of shit going on here. A lot of people don't know. Like right up here on Normie, down at the end, a lot of people never seen this. It was a movie Richard Pryor made called Grease Lightning.
I remember that.
That movie was up here.
He made that out here.
That was right up there, right there on 301, where that little racetrack was.
Right.
That's where what you call it started. That's where Daytona started, right up there. That shit started right down there, and they moved it because of how it was.
I heard.
It was a lot of this shit. It was crazy, man. It was like we had to stay on our side of town and do our thing, which was no problem because black people always did that. Stay where you at and have your fun.
Right.
But that's what we did. So it just was like everybody. We had our own little mom and pop. I think the only like store over here that was kind of like white owned, I would say like small mom and pop store was Max Liquor. And Max Liquor used to have horses and shit behind it because it was a saloon. That's what it was called. It was called a saloon.
Right.
Because it was a little bar on the inside. They had the horses out there, and white people used to come out and do their little thing over there. But yeah, that's how it was back then. But other than that, Jacksonville was don't be hanging out downtown because white people didn't want you downtown unless you was working and shit like that. Matter of fact, where the Rick's Theater at now, before it was there, them motherfuckers burned the Rick's Theater down, trying to get rid of history. That's why Elvis Presley bought that house in Springfield.
Talk about Elvis Presley. A lot of people don't know the history of
Well,
Jacksonville has a lot of stories.
Yeah,
a hell of a lot of stories that people don't know.
Yep.
Which is American history.
And they won't know it because them always burned that shit down. First Baptist, Bethel Baptist was where First Baptist was. And they all of a sudden the downtown caught on fire because black people had started dominating the businesses downtown. So it was a big problem with them because it's in every area, wherever you go in the South, black people was always by water because they knew how to farm with the water. They knew how to grow their crops. They knew how to tend to their cattle and all that from the water.
Right.
But white people couldn't do that because they didn't know the shit about it. So that was always a big thing to them. So when we started doing industrial stuff as far as paper mills and all that, it became a huge problem. A huge problem. The first amusement park was over there on 5 Points. It was one of the first amusement parks was on 5 Points. And black people damn near controlled all that.
So
it burned that shit.
so it was an amusement park here.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was one.
It was one. Yep.
Because people don't know the history of Disney.
No,
and the whole, and like you just said, Daytona Speedway and the
right here.
and a whole bunch of other shit that's supposed to have been in Jacksonville, but
I'm gonna tell you, before we get past it, I'm gonna get this.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Before Apollo was Apollo, it was the Ritz Theater.
Right.
And that's where everybody used to come at, the Ritz
Right.
Theater. That's where Elvis learned his shit at, from the Ritz Theater.
Yeah.
That's why he got that house in Springfield. It was an area, and it would. Only reason I got to go because my dad was an electrician, and he used to come through this back room where they would let him, the Sinatra boys, and some other the little white guys would come back and watch the black artists on stage,
Right.
and take their music and go do shit with it. Because back then, when you was black, you really had no airplay.
And a lot of shit wasn't
And
copyrighted and
then
etc.
so you can do what they want to do with it. Because okay, so now what the fuck you gonna do with us your shit? What you gonna do to us? Nothing. But that's what they did back then. So I mean, they had so much shit going on, fucking us over. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it was like you see Jackie Wilson and who was that? Jackie Wilson, who was that? Otis Redding, Sam, everybody coming through here. Everybody. So it became more popular than what they wanted to become. So we gotta stop this shit here. We gotta stop. So they stopped. That was called Uptown. Where the Ritz Theater was called Uptown, and all that area, they would tell you, look, go back in the day, work all week, 5 o'clock, go home, take my shower, give the wife a part of my check, the rest of my check, I'll see y'all Sunday night when it's time for dinner. And they'll go straight to Uptown. You had two places like that. You had Uptown and you had Avenue B. All them other jokers had clubs, hotel rooms, all that right there. That's exactly how it was. Friday night, I come home, shower, eat dinner, give us some money, and I'm going about my business.
So Jacksonville was like a black Hollywood or
that's what it was. It was
Harlem or something.
It was. It was just like that. It was like that. It was getting out of control. They didn't like that.
Wow.
They didn't like it at all.
So they burned it down
Black
Wall Street.
You had to burn that shit down. And it's crazy because then now that we have the internet, now you see how they do that shit everywhere else. So like, well, damn, so y'all had a pattern of just fucking us up from the jump when we was making our way. And that's why I see how things was, let's say, when hip hop started. When hip hop started, everybody was like, oh, fuck that shit ain't gonna work, But then when motherfuckers started catching on to it, god damn, this shit working. This shit working. Then all of a sudden, these motherfuckers making money. Okay, if something ain't right, we gotta stop this shit here. Something ain't right. So now they start implementing dumb shit in what we was doing. Because our way was always, okay, we got this going on and this going on. It's got to be a better way. And we always found a better way.
Always.
That's the one thing about it. We go always find a better way. But when you find that better way, we need everybody with us to make it better for everybody. And that's what they didn't want. So then when they finally got social media how they wanted, and they get everybody following the stupid shit, all the good shit just going away. And that was the biggest problem with look at the time, like you said, when Tupac and Biggie was coming out. You see how things was escalating. Everybody was going up because at that time, when we was in school, especially in high school, we was getting ready to go to college. We weren't talking about going out here to plow no fields or going to build house. No, we was trying to go to college because we knew that was what the next step was gonna be. Oh no, we gotta stop that shit there. Y'all can't be going to college. Fuck that. It's too many of y'all going to college, too many of y'all getting good ass degrees, and too many of y'all want to take over our jobs. So we gotta stop that shit. So they jumped in there and they had to stop the shit. So I want to say that about the little music part first. Because our music was always everything. It's always been everything to us. No matter what, our music was always everything. And coming up, from my point of view right now, and the point of me coming up and watching the development of our hip hop culture, but then knowing the past as far as the blues, as far as how the R&B and how all that went, it's something, and I tell a lot of DJs, when you playing music or when you go home and practice what you don't play in the club. Practice something totally different. And when you go back to the club, you'll see your songs in a different way because you'll play them in a different way. Always. When I go home and practice, shit, I might play some goddamn country music. Or I might pull out a crate and play rock and roll. Or I might play pop music. But it's the way I can fit those songs together because it's hard fitting live music together. But you got to fit them together to where you know it's right. So now when I go somewhere, I know I can play all that for hours and hours and hours. And I won't never play the same song twice. Unless it's something I'm playing racked in and they like a slide song or some shit like that, or even a slow song. Because if it's a slow song, I'll play that shit about 10 times. As long as we grinding. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah, I'm getting into Latin music now.
And the Latin music,
Yeah.
I had a bit of that. Shout out to my boy Jose De La Soul, who got me to that years ago. And that was, oh God, just, but the thing about it is their interaction.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about they interact with each other.
Yeah.
We have no interaction. You can't go and say, man, you want to, motherfucker, you finna start a fight. You can't ask a lady to dance. All you want to do is just dance. That's it. You ain't asking her to marry.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
How you don't interact with your own people?
Yeah.
You know, because of that talk box.
Yeah, they definitely put on in the social media. They definitely fucking with us, and they definitely even with the music. Like, how you feel about? Do you believe that they're pushing a certain type of message?
Have you seen Sexy Red? That's all I gotta say right there. That's all I gotta say. You know, I had, and you can see how it developed. Because look at what they came out with. First, they had Nicki Minaj.
Right.
But then Nicki Minaj took a left on them and she turned better.
Right.
So, okay, well, now we're going to fuck this up a little bit more.
Right.
And we're going to put out Cardi B.
Right.
Okay, Cardi B, then fuck it. She took a left on them and started getting better. Because now when you start collaborating with not only pop artists, but with international artists, that fucks them up because no, we didn't want that to happen. So now who they come out with? These dumb assholes they got out now.
And then
with this dumb ass shit here.
Yeah, and then the Cardi B's and the Nickies are become, you know, their mothers and they start to mature.
It's not the same no more.
Right.
You know, and shut up, I'm going back. And it go back because even when they tried to do that with Trina and when they tried to do that with Eve, it didn't go like that. They blew up, but they blew up because it turned out different than what they thought because it wasn't a point of them sucking and fucking and doing all this shit. It was the point of they got sense too.
Right.
And they gonna have a party song like all the fellas do this, but they gonna have a song with sense.
Right.
See, that's the thing. It's a lot of times they take the common sense out of everything. So now you don't hear nothing with common sense. All you hear is just bullshit.
So you think somebody like a Sexy Red and what's the other girl name? I want to say what's the girl name? I just saw her on something. I seen her on a TV show. Shit, I can't think of this girl name. Anyway, I don't want to say Glorilla. It's not Glorilla. It's the other Suki.
Whatever it is, I don't really know. But the Glorilla, she's the same way. All of them, because they just get them out there. It's like to deter everybody.
Yeah, where would you see them in the next 4 or 5 years? What do you think these girls?
No, that shit ain't gonna make it.
You don't think they're gonna make it?
They're not gonna make it. They're gonna be around this year. They'll be gone next year.
Because they'll
look at Megan. Megan came out. She was doing that hot girl, all that bullshit there. You know what I'm saying? She started getting big, and they cut her ass. They fucked her ass up.
She's still
hot.
She's still doing music.
She ain't like she was. Because they put that boy out there to fuck with her. That Tory Lane boy.
Yeah.
And see, that fucked her up. Because see, that fucked her image up. Because now what you're doing is you put people against each other again. Because now is Tory right or is she right?
Right.
So who did what?
Right.
And like we just said, my grandma told me, if you wasn't there, you don't know shit, so shut the fuck up.
Right.
If you wasn't there, shut the fuck up.
Right. Have no comment.
You have no comment on it, because it ain't about you.
That's right.
Don't sit around, because that's what they feed off. See, the thing about, look at now, everything about drama. Yeah. Who dating this person? Yeah. What they doing?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about what they doing? Yeah, that's their relationship.
They got TV shows.
Yeah, all that shit. Fighting. I saw some shit. With girls just on TV fighting. What the fuck is this about?
So this was, I would never date any of those females. I wouldn't look at any of them twice.
No, because it makes no sense.
No sense.
What is it? I mean, what kind of substance is that for our kids? Because kids watching that. So these little girls sit up here thinking, okay, well, I can go and do this, and shit, I'm a badass and I'm gonna get paid. You're not getting paid. Because when they take that shit off, you're going to be sitting right there looking stupid because it's going to be something else next.
Yeah, they don't understand how that makes them look, the image that it gives them as women. as women. I haven't seen any white female shows that do what the black women get on TV and do to
Nah.
themselves, and it's very distasteful.
You don't see. I put it this way. I told him this. All this shit started with girls going wild.
Which was cool. I mean,
See, you know why it was cool? Because that was just for spring break.
Yep.
And then it was over with.
It was over.
But now they got the black girls on it. It's a career.
And they was they fighting? They wasn't.
No, they
fighting.
wasn't. They weren't fighting.
Okay.
But they want to ground each other. Now, you had a couple of them that did get drunk and want to fight. But these girls making a career. No, that's not what that is.
Right.
It was just a good time at Daytona or and wherever you at, Mexico or whatever, and it was over with after that. You're going on about your life and you're done with it. When they say it's like this, when it's somebody and they come to us and it's an influencer, it's somebody who got to be naked or got to be doing something real stupid. That's how the fuck is you influence people to be stupid?
And I would say, do these women sit back and think that, look, I got children, I have a child. A lot of these females, I found out they're mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't think what type of image that you're showing your children. Children, we learn from example more than words.
Yeah, always. You learn from what you see.
We learn from what we see.
Always.
And like I said, that's not my thing. And then going back to the social media, like you just said, like the TikToks and all that's out currently. You're right. People do the stupidest things and get the most likes.
Exactly.
So they're paying people to do ignorant shit.
Right.
So when you do something positive, you're not going to get as many.
You don't get the likes on that.
So you're not getting paid. So people purposely do dumb shit. Like the boy, I think he was just running around fucking punching people.
Yeah. And they show that shit about the boy punching man. Man, the older man just walking out of Walmart and do the work punching. What kind of shit is that? What the fuck? Come on. And this is another thing. Another thing that tripped me out. These people purposely set up fights. Yeah. Everybody go and record it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you see a fight, man, don't record that shit. Y'all do your best to break this shit up.
Yeah.
Come on. We got to stop that. We have got to. That is one of the worst things. You setting up fights.
And I don't think people understand that you can make money. There's so many ways to make money. There's so many ways to make money. You don't have to, downgrade yourself to do certain types of things.
Right.
To be 15 minutes, to have 15 minutes of fame.
Right. And it ain't got to do with no OnlyFans paid you. You ain't got to be out fucking yourself on camera to get paid. It don't take all that.
It really does.
It really does.
To each his own. Again, I try not to be anybody's. Try not to really judge, but I'm human and I'm going to make I'm going to see things the way I see.
Well, I have to do that because I got girls.
Facts.
And and I got little cousins.
Facts.
And I don't want them doing that shit.
Right.
Because that's not. You can do way better than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be influenced for somebody doing something right, learn how to do some cooking shit. Learn how to do some shit like the DIY stuff. Do that.
Yeah.
I mean, do the DIY. I'm sorry. Do it. Just do something different.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all it is. Because see the thing right now, everybody's doing the same thing. There's no individuality. And then see that go back to the culture of hip hop. When we first started, them first 20 years, 25 years, everybody was doing something
Everybody
different.
had to be different.
You had to be, because if you do the same, if we were doing the same thing, it's just like DJs now. You go to the club, the motherfuckers playing the same shit.
Same thing.
This motherfucker just played it, and you played it again.
He played it again, right?
What the fuck is this?
Right.
Were you listening to this? Because you were sitting right there.
Right.
Dog, it's so much music could be played. It's so much that you can do. Do something different. Don't just get up there and play the same shit, say the same shit. No.
But that go back to what we just said. They're pushing certain things on people. It's always been that way. Certain things the media controls, and now the media is. I'm trying to let's think about this for a second, because this just dawned on me. Like, what's worse? At one time, we didn't have computers, social media, but we had TV, right? Mm-hmm. We had TV and radio, but our TV and our radio could only go to a certain amount of channels.
Correct.
These are the channels we had to watch. This is all we had. I remember channel 2, 4, and 7 or some shit like that.
Right.
Channel 13 was PBS or something.
Right.
And that was an easy way to control people because you had to tune into these channels if you were going to watch TV. But I guess I can answer my own question and my own opinion also because although that's what we had, you didn't have to watch TV.
No.
Because we were outside.
I said we really didn't watch TV like that.
We really didn't
because
watch TV.
everything was going on outside.
Yeah,
We had and the thing about but the thing about it is we really couldn't. You really can't push kids outside like we was because there's too many fucked up people out there. You don't know if they come around and just start shooting for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we was going outside, okay, you know you probably had to watch out for such and such, this person, that person, but then it was a group of us together.
Right.
So now you gotta fuck with all of us. You ain't finna fuck with one of us.
And it wasn't no shoot. We were
Well,
more.
I'm
we were
just
fighting.
saying, I'm just talking about the little pervert that was out. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
You know, I ain't talking about the shooting part. No, because even let me go back to this. Because even during that time, because everybody had their street days back then.
Right.
Everybody had their, but we had older cats who were like, nah, nigga, y'all go y'all ass home.
That's not
or
good.
y'all go to the park
Right.
somewhere. Don't y'all be over here with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we had.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got them number, but nah, nigga, y'all come over here. Nah, it won't come hang with me. Nah, go y'all ass over there.
Right.
When y'all see us up here, don't come up here.
Right.
Now,
We doing grown folk
yeah,
shit.
we doing grown folk shit. Don't come up here. Because we already know what we finna get into, y'all can't get into.
Right.
Because at that time, everybody knew who my parents was. My parents knew your parent was.
That's right.
Everybody knew who somebody was.
That's right.
And their parents. So all of us ain't finna get no ass whooping. Because you go your ass up there. No, we finna go all the ass down here to this park, play or ride our bicycle somewhere, and then we'll carry our ass home.
Now the 5-year-olds got phones.
Yeah, it's something like that. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
And they see all the bullshit.
Yeah, they these young mothers. I'm not gonna put it on young mothers. Let me choose my words wisely. Some mothers, fuck the age, it could be whomever. Some people are letting their children just play on TikTok, play on IG, Facebook, all these different apps without supervision.
Yeah, that's very true.
And this is what it's come to, and this is why the generation, the elementary school, whatever generation they're labeling them as, Z, X, Y, T, whatever the fuck, but that next generation is going to be something.
Yeah,
something when they get into their teens, bro.
Yeah, there's no guidance.
No guidance.
There's no discipline. There's no respect. There's no none of that.
The stuff they're learning, we had to sneak to watch porn. We had to sneak. Forget porn. Porn was like way out. We had to sneak to watch a titty, a nipple.
I told her Benny Hill was like porn to us.
Oh man!
And Bubba don't know what Benny Hill, but Benny Hill was like shit. This Bubba was wild over there, boy. When Benny Hill hit TV, boy, Benny Hill, boy, everybody was in front of everybody.
I had to sit up late night, turn the volume down,
turn the TV down. Hey,
turn that shit way down.
You better watch this here. Nah, they stayed in the room. And when what that was? That was Emmanuel when Cinemax After Dark came on.
What?
Nigga, everybody was there quiet as fuck watching that shit. Cause when that titty came out, baby.
Yeah. All you had to do is see a nipple. That's all.
It was a titty, baby. That was it. And that was the talk of the next week, boy. I can't wait till that shit come back on. Get ready to get that goddamn that TV guy. See when that shit come back on. Cause we gonna stay up late for that shit there, boy.
And Benny Hill chasing them naked white women.
That shit was wild back there, and you should have been thinking about that, dog. That shit, y'all just turn the phone on and y'all can see what you want to see.
See anything.
See anything you want to see.
Anything.
And I mean, but the thing about it is, that took away the fun.
I don't even think they censor porn anymore. Like you could type in big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And all type,
Yeah, shit come on.
Whatever the fuck come on. Like back in the days, you had to find that shit. You had to know what to type in to get that shit, and then Google, and then a lot of the what you call them shits, Google, all that shit. Mm-hmm. They used to block shit.
Yeah, the web searches. Yeah,
they don't block them no more.
Ask you 18 and put your goddamn, you got to put your date of birth and all that shit in there. But now, it's wide open. Wide the fuck open. But yeah, that shit there. It just the times we grew up in was they were rough. They weren't hard. It was rough. Mm-hmm. Because when you was a kid, being a kid was a process. Mm. And that's what it was. So it's now what you gonna do is process. Because like I was saying, you had a point, we had a point in our life, like I said, where you go be in the streets or you okay your after school and make something of yourself. Mm. You know, what you gonna do? And we all had athletes that could have been the next Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, whatever, and then they went right instead of going left. And when they went right, they fucked up instead of going left where everybody else was going. And when they did that, I mean, it just fucked up a lot of things because we knew what was right from wrong, but they didn't follow that. They wanted to be the badass. You know, we're not gonna say we wasn't all biscuits and gravy and all what they say, sunshine and rainbows. Nah, we all fucked up and did shit. We all got in fights. We went and fought other mother, but we got in fights. We got in fights. And then when that shit was over, matter of fact, most of the time, motherfuckers we fought, we would end up being friends with.
That part.
I mean, that's the crazy part. I mean, motherfucker, you ain't saying like you go kill him, but you go beat his ass and you go fuck him up. Not too long after y'all motherfuckers hanging out, going to get burgers, going to the movies, fuck around in the mall, all kind of shit. I mean, because this shit was over with. It's a process. And it depends on what you go do with that process is how you go turn out. You know, motherfucker, and then fuck around, you go to college and you see all the motherfuckers who you didn't like, that's from your town. Motherfucker, y'all the bestest friends now. Yeah,
because y'all out of town.
Because now y'all out of towners. So now y'all brothers and sisters now. Y'all got to look out for each other. Just in case. I'm going to tell you some shit. This is one thing I tell people all the time. And a lot of people don't know this. And this dumb motherfucker said this dumb shit. When you hear motherfuckers holler at Duval, Duval came from a word when we used to be in the moon years ago.
Okay.
And in Tallahassee, there's two motherfuckers that run Tallahassee. Jacksonville and Miami. When you come in the moon, and people know this, when you walk in the moon, it's the upstairs part.
The moon was a club.
The moon, it's still a club. The moon, the club, one of the oldest club, one of the oldest clubs in Tallahassee, one of the most popular clubs in Tallahassee.
Okay. When
you walk in, the right side was Jacksonville, the left side was Miami. So now, you know, they always fought back there. We always fought. That's just how it's supposed to be.
Right.
So to know who you was, because I know you holler out Duval. Or if you somewhere and somebody finna jump on your ass, you holler Duval. So when you hear motherfuckers say Duval, you follow that shit and you get to them, and that's when it pop off. That's where that shit come from.
So that's where the Duval call.
That's where it came from.
That's
where it came from. And this was back in the 80s. From back in the 80s. Like the late 80s, right now. And then when we got the BCR, Daytona, if you somewhere, somebody fuck with you or some shit going on, because you know Daytona is still the same shit. Miami, they don't give a fuck about nobody else. It's Jacksonville and Miami. So if you get some shit, holler that shit and watch where your motherfuckers run to. Because they gonna run to your ass. And by the time they get there, it's gonna be some ass kicking.
How you say it?
Say what?
The call.
No, I don't do all that shit.
What do you mean?
I don't do that shit.
What do you mean?
I don't do that shit in the game. I don't do that shit. I say, because no, I tell people when I say that shit, it's about to happen. So I don't even play with it.
Oh, so you're OG.
Now, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I did do it when we was in New Orleans.
Why?
I did do it in New Orleans.
For what?
Because we was on Bourbon Street. And there's a bunch of motherfuckers on Bourbon Street. So I hollered at and fuck around, and that was it. You know, but I don't just run around saying that shit. I don't run around doing all that.
That's some new shit. That's some new school shit.
That's some shit. I don't get into it like that because it's a little different with me. So I just kind of let them have it.
Right.
Y'all right. That shit. Y'all have a good time with it.
Because originally,
it was a call to arms. Yeah, it's about to happen. So I was like, okay, and I was like, nah, but we
distressing.
Exactly. That's what it was. Hey man, get y'all shit together. It's going down over here. Literally. Wow. And that club, the Moon was like a spot. I mean, that was one of the spots where we really got with the Hot Boys. They used to come in. We used to have a Kona. This is what we were DJing. And they used to have a DJ's conference up there. Okay. At the Moon. And that was like our spot there. I mean, because I was part of it. And my boy Shane, he worked with TJ then. I met one time with TJ in the African American Radio Hall of Fame. One time for him. And all y'all. Keith and all them up there.
Shout out
to your boy. That's a big accomplishment. But I used to raise hell in that joke of that boy. Every artist, every DJ knew who the fuck I was. And they would tell you, you say, Bodie, I think Bodie, that motherfucker wild. Because I was real wild back then, boy. Real wild. You can ask any artist that came through there. I'm talking even me, and this was back when she got married. Me and Ross tried to holler at Remy on the same night.
Oh, yeah.
And me and him, I was doing an interview with him, and she walked in, we were like, God damn. Hey. We in that motherfucker, man. Got that shot at Rick Ross too. That was my homeboy back then. It was cool as fuck. But yeah, that was a spot then. Like I said, we get over there. I'm over there with Wayne and Juvie, all us over there. These motherfuckers throwing money up in the air vent. In the air vent. The motherfucker tips like, no, dog, y'all tips up there. Literally in the air vent. Just acting stupid. Just stupid. And the thing in the Moon, they don't pour drinks now. You get your drink out of spigot.
Right.
So like we do Sprite and shit.
Right.
Just, so whatever come out that spigot, that's your drink.
Right.
And we were like, God damn, man. And the baby say, man, get a container and fill that shit up. The motherfucker trying to fill that shit up that spigot. You're like, man, that shit we done broke the spigot trying to get drinks out of it. That motherfucker was mad at this shit, man. I ain't never seen nothing like this. And then the dude that ran to play Vaughn, he finally went back and got bottles and shit and brought it out. Man, that shit was wild. That shit was crazy as fuck, man. That shit was crazy. But yeah, that was a good ass time.
Yeah, you started off young. You started off as a jit, so
I had a chance to meet. so many people.
You had that energy. You was live.
Live in the word, boy. Live in the word. I was out there. I was like, they was going to take bull. Because even when we went places to play, if a motherfucker was playing right, I say, okay, man, that's enough of y'all. Get the fuck from up here. Or I just stopped the music and, hey, it's time for us to play now. Y'all done had enough. And turn that motherfucker out. But that was the energy that we had. It was a certain type of energy that shit was like Michael Jackson being on stage. Matter of fact, my boy Sap, he was like Michael Jackson. We done been in the club, he got the microphone. This motherfucker disappeared from by me. Next thing you know, he way the fuck over there. We're like, what the fuck is this nigga at? That motherfucker all that. He hanging off shit. He like an old ass Jamaican artist. He jumping off shit. He jumping off the speakers. He running around. Like, this motherfucker is crazy. So but it was a good match for everybody because that's what we did. I mean, that's how it was. Like I said, we entertained, and then we played music. We entered because everybody was like, what the fuck these motherfuckers gonna do next?
Right.
And because they didn't know where it was coming from.
Right.
It wasn't the same thing. It was the same constant show. No, it was something totally different.
You know, I've seen a lot of that with the more seasoned Florida DJs. With the seasoned Florida DJs, you know, not the new school, but the ones that already got their feet planted in the game, they definitely put on a show. Shout out my boy Doom. Been around, we doing this shit forever. Shout out to Doom.
Me and Doom got to put out an apartment up here.
Oh yeah.
we was in Cross Creek. Man, I had a pajama party in Cross Creek one night. It ain't just block up all across Creek. That shit was out in the parking lot across from there. And the mother was over in London Town. It was so many cars. They had brought the police bus, the helicopters, everything was out here. Wow. That shit was so wild. Wow. Guess what? Eviction notice. Y'all motherfuckers got to go. We had that motherfucker on fire. On fire. Woo. Never again. Like never again.
Who's one of your favorite DJs in the industry?
Jazzy Jeff.
Oh man, I'm glad you said him, man.
Jazzy
That's
Jeff.
my favorite.
And the thing about it was, and another one too, was Cut Creator.
Cut Creator was
Terminator
dope.
X.
Terminator X.
And Eddie F. And Eddie, I met when I first we did a show because we used to rap too back in the day.
Okay.
Me and Doom we as a rap, and my boy JP. We had a little group together.
Your name was Bodie?
Yeah, my name always been
Bodie.
Bodie. I ain't never got no other name.
Oh, I thought you said one of the funny ass MC names.
No.
MC Lightfoot.
No, my name has always been Bodie. Always. They were like, that's your real name? That's my real name. So you say Bodie, that's me.
Okay.
But yeah, that was back in Daytona. We was getting ready to do a show. And we walked in, and I walked out, who I didn't know at the time was Andre Harrell.
Okay.
And me and him walked out, and then he walked outside to get his groups. And it was him, Heavy D and the Boys, it was Jodeci, and Puck. And they wouldn't let me say, y'all name it on the list. I was like, what you mean? I said, they performing. You don't know what the fuck this is? They say, hey man, y'all better let these boys in. So the security acting like a little asshole. We beating on the door on the side because these boys got to go on stage. I got to go on stage. Devastator. Devastator, JT Money, and all them producers back in Devastator. He came to the door, and I was like, hey man, these motherfuckers fuck around and let these boys in because at the time they were still coming up. Because Father MC song, Everything's Gonna Be All Right, we had just hit. Okay. So he was the only one that had a name. So these motherfuckers is on the list. They got to show they got to come in and do their thing. Devastator went back and got Luke. Luke came back and said, "Oh, y'all just come on, fuck them." That motherfucker security, they supposed to be head security still right there and watch everybody walk in and say shit. Luke said, "The motherfucker give y'all the problem again, let me know. I shut this motherfucker down." I'm like, "Yes, sir, boss." But yeah, at that time, that's when I became friends with a lot of them. A lot of them. And they helped me out a lot. Like I said, that's how I got a chance to go places with them. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, they used to do the Arts and Entertainment Weekend back then.
Uh-huh.
And they used to do that before it was in Miami. It was over in Puerto Rico.
Uh-huh.
And I got to go to Puerto Rico because that's when I was doing radio. I'm like, "Oh, dog, you on the hell? You got to come over here and fuck with us." Man, that was some shit I had never seen. Because I had never seen a bunch of guys from New York in Puerto Rico on the beach with Tim's boots and them fat jackets. I'm like, "This motherfucker's finna die." I was like, "This motherfucker finna die on this." These motherfuckers, don't you fuck, you got on them big ass jeans and boots on. The guy, DOS Effects, he done passed out.
Wow.
From heat exhaustion. These motherfuckers went back. Okay, now they come back out. They took the jackets off. They just got on tank tops and them boots and them goddamn big ass jeans. Man, that shit was so fucking wild. That shit was so wild. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing? Everybody from New York because of what they had on.
But because of
what they had on.
Right.
That shit was so wild. Man, we got up, man. Everybody was cool as fuck back then, and that was the part about the hip hop community that I loved back then.
Right.
Because from that time, everybody was cool as fuck together. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers done came down like Ja when them first started, when they first started, they came down, they had a little problem. We had them straighten that shit out. They went on about their business. But when he came back on a tour with Jay-Z, and they came to the club. Bodie, I appreciate everything you did with us, man. And we had a ball that night.
It was the Tupac. It was that East West thing.
Yeah, that shit was just so
fucked everything up.
It was so because, like I say, everything was going good. Everybody had little shit going on, but it was just everything. That shit at that point in time, shit was finna happen. Shit was getting ready to happen that they wouldn't have no control over.
Because we had Jack the Rapper, we had the New Music Seminar.
Exactly. The technicians had to start everything, which turned into the core DJs thing. And
right.
I was
Everybody was cool.
Everybody was cool. Everybody was doing their thing. And it was about because at that point, because before, like I said, they were trying to keep everybody separated.
Except if you had beef with somebody. Yeah, it was a few. It was a little thing, a little squad. But at that point in time, you could have just squashed that shit right over there. Right.
It was just talk about it and be over with.
I
put it this way. If you had beef with somebody, and let's say anybody from Houdini walked in, a DMC done walked in, or I even say Chuck Brown, King's son.
Damn, you
if them motherfuckers walked in, if them niggas walked in, oh, that shit was over with, because they wouldn't have that shit there.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it was, everybody was street. They didn't show they were street. You just knew it back then. You already know, okay, this motherfucker come in, you gotta give respect. You gotta give him respect. And that's it. And we say, "Hey man, well, what's going on? We heard such and such and such." "Oh no, everything cool. Now fuck that." So you squash that shit and it's over with. It wasn't no carrying no shit on. Nah, that shit over, that shit over.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit just done.
You're right.
Why the fuck keep going through the same? Nah, fuck that, man.
And we had respect for the next man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like I say, that's why it was so much individuality. Everybody ain't do the same thing. Nobody's doing the same thing. It just went like that.
A lot of the myths is that in New York, New York didn't have respect for down south rappers.
Oh, I knew that was fake from the jump.
Yeah,
I never cared about that.
That was a myth. Because one of the songs that I don't know if I broke this song. I don't want to say I broke it, but I say I broke it in my neighborhood. So I know when I played Doodoo Brown. No one else was playing that shit. But everybody liked it.
They did. Anything made girls' ass shake, they loved it.
But it was different for us in the north. It was a different sound, but we liked it.
Yeah.
I played. My brother actually brought. Shout out to my brother Kenny. My brother brought. Fucking what's their names? Ghetto Boys. My brother brought Ghetto Boys, Mind Playing Tricks on Me and all that to us. We played that. It blew our mind. Like, I think I broke that in my neighborhood. I'm going to say that because I don't know what else was playing elsewhere, what other people playing elsewhere. But I broke that as far as the places I played.
Right.
And a lot of stuff from the South, man. And then, you know, Trick Daddy, what's her name, man? I used to play the shit out of that song. You understand what I'm saying?
Because it was the same thing. It was just a different way of getting it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And how I looked at it, because here I had to play pretty much everything. Because like I said, we had a huge military. We got military everywhere.
Right, they everywhere.
So we got to play something for everybody.
Right.
So I was able to get into all that. Because the first time I heard Big L, I fucking lost it. I heard Big L, I was like, this motherfucker here? Woo-hoo-hoo. I was like, God damn. Fuck all that. Did y'all hear this motherfucker right here? And then I was like, when he got killed, that shit hurt me.
Everybody loved it.
That shit hurt. I was like, what the fuck? You thinking everything, but then you realize it's streets everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
It's streets everywhere you go. So we talk about the same thing, but in a different manner. But it's all about the same place we come from. And that's the one thing about it. Everybody talk about the same thing in a different manner from the same place. And that's all it is. All us coming from the street trying to get out of there. Because that's what it was about. It was about getting out of that shit. It wasn't about coming over here and then going back in that shit. Nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Once you out, you out. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
No,
and I don't even want to go back.
I don't want to go back over there.
Right.
You know, I always want to go visit.
Right.
Y'all come meet me on the outskirts at the McDonald's or some shit. Nobody trying to go back in there. Because we know what it's like in there.
When we used to go out on tour, I stopped. I didn't drink nor smoke or anything else. You know, a lot of cats, they did the white. You know, they smoke, they drink. Because I realized that somebody had to have a clear mind to get the fuck out of Dodge, bro.
Correct.
Somebody had to direct and pay attention to things. You know, you zooted out of your mind, man. You smoked out or you drunk or whatever. Right. Now we're carrying this cat or this guy's discombobulated. Or even when you're under the influence, sometimes you start trouble. And back then, everybody thought they were the baddest.
Right.
You understand?
That is very true.
Everybody, every clique thought they was the baddest, no matter what town they went to. We tough.
Right.
And I had to keep a clear mind and a clear head to help navigate.
No, trust me, I understand, because I know a lot of times, it's been a lot of times I'm drinking.
Right.
But I think I've been drinking long enough to understand, okay, I'm paying attention.
Right.
And the thing about it was, like I said, the guys who were with me, like Sap and Shane, or Prince, or Pete, they heavy smokers. I'm a heavy drinker.
Right.
But at the same time, they conscious, and we don't venture out trying to do all this extra shit. Because you got that one want to chase this girl, that one want to chase. Nah, motherfucker, we ain't doing all that shit there. And we learned that early. That we ain't got to do all that shit. We still, if they want to talk to us, they gonna come to us. If they don't come to us, then fuck it.
You done went to this girl fucking house.
Yeah.
In a town you don't know nothing about her neighborhood.
You done jumped in the car. You don't know where the fuck you going.
Crazy.
Are you crazy? You crazy? I'm like, I had a party do that years and years ago. We used to go to Lake City.
Right. And
because they used to do a softball game in Lake City on Sundays.
Right.
This motherfucker jumped in the car all day. We ain't got no cell. All we got is beepers. You can't beep nobody from your beeper.
That's another thing. You're right. That's another thing. We ain't have cell phones.
Yeah, you gotta beep you. When do you get to a cell phone? Then find out we gotta ask people where the fuck you at. That shit there, boy.
I remember one time, I can't pinpoint the time. This had to be early 90s. We had them broken into Motorola flip phones. Remember the Motorola flip phones that they used to crack?
Yeah.
We had those.
Oh man, I used to love my two-way.
Yeah, the two-way was the shit.
Two-way was the evolution. That was somebody.
That was it.
When you flip that two-way out, who the fuck is this guy? This motherfucker guy, he paid.
Oh, yeah, that shit where you call and you talk to the operator. You gotta tell this bitch everything. She typing it. She typing it.
She did. I was like, yeah, boy, that shit was all right.
I used to talk to this girl that was deaf. She was deaf, and she that's how I used to communicate with her, bro. I used to have to call. she asked me for my number in the club, man. Fucked me up, right? Because they danced to the bass.
Right.
They danced to the bass. She asked me for my number. I'm like, the fuck? Like, how you going? All right, cool. She calls me. Back then, it's house phones.
Right.
I get a call. It's a white lady.
Yeah, she tell you about this shit.
I'm like, who the fuck? What? Who? That's okay. And so I'm like, how? So she's typing, and the operator's telling me what she's saying. Whatever I say to her, she types back.
TTYL or something like that. Yeah. That was called, yeah. That was wild.
That was wild.
I couldn't do that long, man, because she's saying nasty shit.
Yeah. You talking? What the fuck you talking?
Yeah, I'm talking to this like the fuck. I can't do that, man. I wasn't on that yet.
Yeah. I understand.
Now I'll fuck both of them. The operator and her. I'll say some shit on that phone. The operator gonna fuck them.
Yeah, what you said? I'll be over there. I see where it's at.
Yeah, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I understand. Well, like I say, them times right there, it's the evolution. It's shit going on that you've been through that taught you things. It taught us a lot of stuff, boy. It taught us a lot. I mean, that shit was that. It's been a wild ride. A wild ride.
Yeah,
but it's been working.
Memorable.
Yeah, because these boy, like I said, I ain't gonna say the first because I went into the first 50, but I put in that first 39, 40. Woo, God. I loved it.
You don't supposed to go. I'm going back to that. We used to fuck the girls in the DJ booth.
Oh yes,
you understand?
I'm not the only one. I do not want to talk about that part. I do not want to talk. That's the part. Boy, boy.
You ain't going. Woo. I'm not going nowhere past this venue.
Woo. No,
I'm not.
I done been put out. I done been caught so many times. I done been caught fucking in the storeroom where the food at. Right. I done been caught fucking up where ain't nobody supposed to be at. I done been,
you're not good. I remember being in one hotel. We was in the janitor's closet.
See, I'm in the club. I am in the club. I'm not going. I'm in the club. Yeah, it's gonna happen right here.
Yeah, I mean they coming to the hotel.
We had the one that was
too many dudes in the room, etc. I'm finding somewhere. Took that elevator to the top.
Yeah, boy, that was
Yeah,
that was.
It's memorable. I'll put
oh man, that shit was very memorable. That shit was very memorable.
So you still DJing?
Every once in a while I do. I kind of, cause I like I said, I like doing, of course, older music, the older music that we have, and I just like playing at parties. Like I said, people don't party no more.
So what made you hit the pause button? Is it just because you just wanted to stop, or people ain't partying no more?
This music today is killing me.
It is.
This music kills me, man. It's because it's like I said, it's like this. The beats are so much alike, and the lyrics are so much alike. And like I said, there's nothing different. And then when you do get something different, they don't appreciate it. They don't like it. I
was telling one. I don't know if it was. Shout out to DJ Fatigue. Shout out to DJ Slang. That's my two house DJ.
Yeah, what's up, T?
I don't remember who I was telling this to, but I was playing something like Earth, Wind, and Fire and something else, and I was explaining to them that the old school music is not on tempo.
No, because it's actual instruments. It's live, so it's going to differentiate. Yeah.
Whereas this music, everything is sound. It's like house music. Remember,
house
is just boom. Boom,
just like Spanish music.
Boom,
you put that shit on, you can write that bitch. You can write that one track for 12 hours.
I don't have to put on no headphones to play house music or even modern day hip hop.
Yep.
All I gotta do is read those waves.
Yep.
And boom. You know what I'm saying?
Catch it every time.
But old school music, you can't do that.
You can't do that because you got to. If you fuck up, you gonna fuck up and you fuck the party up.
All day.
You gonna fuck the party. You don't want to fuck the party up.
Know how many times I backspin and just throw that bitch on?
Yeah, because trying to catch them up with that live music, boy, that shit is something.
And with turntables, it's easier.
Easier because you
slow it down, speed up. Yeah. But with this new shit, I don't like it.
Yeah, you got to have the right controller to do this shit, and I ain't seen the right controller yet. So I understand. I sit there and but I do what I can. The one when you get to to the 90s, and the 80s is a little easier because it's not as live as it was before that time. So it's a little easier then. But trying to go back and do that shit like in the early 80s and 70s, oh, you fucked. You better be on your shit. You better be on your shit. But the thing is, you gotta know how to get it in and get it out. Don't sit there and just let that shit ride. Because as soon as it be riding with it, it's gonna fuck up every time.
Catch
that tempo will change. Yeah, you might.
The first two bars.
Yeah, you might catch the first 2 bars. You better get it out after that.
Something.
You better catch it out because if not, you finna fuck up.
Now, what I never played on, because I don't DJ anymore, anything like that. I'm more on the corporate end now. I'm on behind the scenes. Now I just play around with it. I never did the the turntable, the actual turntable that just with the computer.
Yeah, I never played with that.
Yeah, I never played with that.
But I see like a partner Doom, he did that before. But the thing about he come,
Jeff and all them.
Yeah, but they come from turntables, so it's different with them because they already know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I just never did because I was kind of against Serato at first. I wasn't a big Serato guy at first, and Serato had done all this the little box and everything, and I just never used it.
Yeah, because it went from the turntables to what, like the CDJs.
Yeah, and I just never did it. But then after a while, I started getting older, and that shit started getting heavy. Like, fuck this shit. Because that shit was heavy than a motherfucker. With them goddamn techniques. Them shit, they're about 1,000 pounds by their motherfuckers. I'm like, God damn, then I got to go get the record.
The record.
Boy, look at because I remember going to do parties and got 10 crates of records, and they used but a half of them motherfuckers. Like, man, this shit here wild.
And then you got to organize your records, your crates. And
this is what this created. This is my down south crate. And this is the booty music in the back. This is the slow music up front. And then I got my up north shit. And this is my Wu-Tang shit. And this is my goddamn DMX shit. And this my Jay-Z shit. And I'm like, man.
And sitting here talking with you is really the first time I ever just sat back and I'm thinking in detail about this shit, man. You gotta take the record off. You gotta don't forget about this part. You gotta take the record out of the motherfucking sleeve.
Yep.
Blow that bitch.
You gotta wipe it off. You better wipe it off.
Wipe
it off. You better have a good shirt on. You better wipe that bitch off. You better wipe it off. And then when you put it down, you better make sure that needle better be clean. Because if not, it's gonna catch whatever you hit and it's gonna fuck up.
You gotta.
If not, you better have some more.
You better have extra needles, right?
Extra needles. Because boy, look at here. That shit, boy, look at that. Oh, God, it was a whole lot. It was a lot that went on.
It was a lot. Don't bump the table.
Don't do all that. Everybody get the fuck away from me. I don't want nobody around here. Everybody move. Don't jump too hard on the stage. Don't do this. Don't do that. It was a lot of shit that was going on.
Shout out to Turntable DJ.
Yeah, because that shit was crucial back then,
That shit was crucial.
Crucial. Yeah, and the thing about it, I said, damn, how much money I spent
on records.
Goddamn. Not, well, we all spent it on record when they first. Because, boy, you had to buy the album.
Oh, you mean on equipment?
On equipment. Because the equipment part was the worst part about it. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing was the needles was running $100 for one.
What do you do you still got your vinyl?
No. I had to get rid of it. It's too much of that shit.
You got rid of it?
I had to get rid of it. I had to because well, let me tell you something. I didn't want to. It was hard. And I shed a tear for a couple of them because I knew what I went through to get a couple of them. But in the end, I was like, okay, man, I don't need it. I really don't need it no more because I got everything on my hard drive now. I mean, everything I had back then, I got now on my hard drive. So I made
didn't keep
sure.
one or two just.
I had the one album that I know I don't is the Prince Black album, and I can't find that anywhere.
I had a Prince. I had a Purple Rain that was purple.
Yeah, I had that. But the Black album, the Black album was the album that he did not release in the States. Oh. And I had a friend that was in England, She Devil, and I got about 7 of them. But motherfucker, give me one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had that, and but the thing about it, I think somebody stole it. Because when I went looking for it, I could never find it.
Yeah, they stole it.
And I was like, well, motherfucker still album back then, you were ready to kill them, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because when 400 Degrees first came out, they sent me the clean and the dirty version. And I was working at Jazzco. And I went back in there and I couldn't find them up. I almost killed them.
Wow.
I almost killed them up. I was like, the fuck? Who the fuck made my shit? Because I had an office. In Jazzco, I kept my shit in my office. Had the key. So how the fuck? Man, that shit is so bad.
It's one thing to go buy it because you can always go buy it. If it's not rare, you can always go buy it. But when someone gives it to you.
When a motherfucker give it to you, and see, because during that time, when I was, because I was, like I said, I was in the club 7 days a week, and I was doing radio at that time still. So you know, back then, if you was on the radio, you pretty much, you're
popular.
Woo,
Yeah.
woo. Every day I would get home, I have a box of records, a box of clothes, and a couple of checks from somebody.
Right.
We need you to play this for, because that shit was very lucrative back then.
Right.
Especially like here, man, that was getting so much shit. Like, hey man, everything cool with your motherfucker? You know, people come in town. Hey, we finna go out to dinner. I want you to meet me at such and such. Let's go. You get to dinner, you sit down talking. We need you to play. I'm already playing that. You know, most of the shit we already playing anyway. Because like I said, we down south. You know, motherfucker come in, we playing this, we playing that. Okay, we appreciate you. We'll holler at you later on. Done deal. $1,000 cash. Good deal. Let's go.
As a Jacksonville native,
lovely.
What do you see your city going next 5 to 10 years? Because they talking about building this new Jaguar Stadium, right? State of the art. They keep throwing that out there.
Right.
State of the art. State of the art. State of the art.
And it will be because the motherfuckers got the money.
Yeah. So the city, you know, this is my thing. Since I've been here, the downtown sucks, right?
Big time.
Jacksonville is not what people want it to be when they come into town, right? So it's a major city. It's on the map. It's well known, Jacksonville, Florida. But when you get here, it's like, what the fuck is this?
Right. That's very true.
It's called the River City, right? But when I got here, we had, I'm gonna say we, because I live here now. It was the landing.
Correct.
Give me a little history on the landing, then I'm gonna elaborate on where I'm going.
The landing was put there for that reason, for entertainment. When the landing first started out, booming. That was because they had a game room upstairs, all the shopping spots. They had that came in, Junkyard Dog put Fat Tuesdays in there, and then he hooked up with the Hulk, and I guess I can't remember what to do. They put Hooters in there, and that was the spot.
Okay.
I mean, literally, that was the spot. It was there for a while, but see, the influence of the good old boys, and that was running that church down there, they didn't want it there. They didn't want nothing downtown, period. They got rid of everything that was downtown. Because downtown was the first town center, period. All of that was just like the town center out there, St. John's. That's what downtown used to be. It was shops everywhere. It was stores everywhere. It was something to do everywhere. But the good old boys didn't want that integration downtown. They wanted to keep it to themselves. That's why they let First Baptist buy up downtown. So when First Baptist started buying up downtown used to be shit. After that church closed on Sunday, nothing. You still had a lot of businesses down there, but during the evening, nothing.
I remember coming out here in the early 2000s, and the North Side was jumping. The North Side was jumping. The strip clubs was jumping. Downtown was dead. Because, and like I said before, remember I told you, they wanted to keep everybody on the North Side, that y'all still on the North Side, and do what y'all gonna do over there. But then, it got to the point to whereas they started opening up the beach, and then they started opening up Ponte Vedra, and then all that back over there. Because see, the avenues weren't always over there. The avenues ain't coming until like the late 80s. So they started moving people over there. That's where a lot of the good old boys started moving that way. And then it cleared out Arlington. But it just left downtown to rot. So the landing is gone now.
And that's a bad thing. That's the worst thing
ever. Just to give history.
Because still people come from Florida, Georgia looking for the landing. Because I can show you pictures on my phone where we had a club in the landing called Rush Street. Rush. And we had a crowd. We never left. The crowd never left. But from Friday to Sunday, we had motherfuckers in our club pretty much 24 hours. We couldn't even go home. Because first of all, we was blocked in. Second of all, there was people there. The motherfuckers came in wanting breakfast. Because, you know, the liquor time cut off is 2 o'clock.
Right.
But you start back at 6.
Right.
So at 5 o'clock, they was right there ready.
Right.
ready to go. And I mean, and that's what it was. So we was when they started talking about getting rid of the land. What the fuck you mean get rid of the landing? Because what's going on now is that it's like they just setting up all the riverfront. They setting all up the businesses and high rise apartments. That's dumb.
That's done.
That's the dumbest thing in the world to do. When you got all this stuff down here, open up stores. You can put a Walmart downtown. It could be a 3-story Walmart. They're like they've never seen that before, or they don't want that to happen. If you want Bay Street to thrive, shut Bay Street down and make it for walkers only, and put clubs up and down the street.
So what I don't understand is Atlanta doesn't have a beach, but Atlanta has a Ferris wheel. Jacksonville is the river city. Do not have a Ferris wheel.
No, I thought they was gonna put one on the other side by the marsh because they used to have a bungee thing over there.
Everybody got a Ferris wheel.
And I said saying no, I said this. I'm like, damn, we can't get no Ferris wheel. That'd be sweet. Why we put a Ferris wheel? But I think I'm not sure. But I'm thinking they're gonna put one down there where they got that ship at.
Well,
because they're supposed to put another amusement area down there, and they might put one there.
I'm just stating what's now.
Oh yeah. No, it's fucked up now. That's what it is. Now it's fucked up. Because they're not taking the steps to make it happen. Because you can do the big stuff gradually, but go and start the little stuff and get that right.
A Ferris wheel, bro. They had a Ferris wheel in the middle of a fucking Orlando.
But this is the thing too. Why they don't have one? Because they finna put the fairgrounds out here permanently.
Again, respectfully, I always hear what they're going to do.
No, because they
since I've been here, it's about what they're going to do.
First, they already got everything bought up, and the dude was just on TV because I'm not a fair person, but he was saying after this year, they're gonna start adding everything over there right here because it's gonna be at the equestrian center.
When they knocked the landing down, it was so much talk about what they're going to put there and. Look, Atlanta has a one of the best aquariums in the fucking United States.
And I'm still trying to get there. I ain't been there yet. I love it. I want to go so bad.
There's no water there. There's no pee. I'm trying to show something. Right?
I done seen all this before.
We're on the fucking ocean, bro.
And
don't have an aquarium.
But at the same time, Atlanta had visionaries that weren't church people.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, you ain't saying nothing wrong. Trust me. But that's why I said that church downtown fucked up Jacksonville.
And it's I'm not a native of Jacksonville, but it's definitely truth to that because everybody say the same thing.
Yeah, that church fucked Jacksonville all the way up because everybody who was somebody was at that church, and whatever that clown said that was running that church, everybody just followed it because that's just how it was. It was what he say goes. So when he got fucked up and when he died, and then everybody else, his son was like, "No, fuck this shit. I ain't finna be fucking with it." Cause see now they selling all that stuff over there now.
Time to change it.
Time just changing. It's just not changing fast enough for us because we older, and that's the problem.
Right.
But by me being down there, shout out to my crew at Real Team because I'm down there at Real Team, Live Bar, everybody down there, and the other place. I go in and support and help them out, but it needs to be more down there. So, it just needs to be more for even like Art Walk. Art Walk first of the month. It's a nice event, but it doesn't open like it because before Art Walk you couldn't. It was one of the best things going. It was thousands of people down there. You might get 100 some people down there now. And that's sad. But they're not.
But why is that?
Because Jacksonville like to keep
secretive.
No, Jacksonville like to keep good old boy entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And the good old boy entertainment don't work no more.
Yeah.
You gotta open this shit up. But the thing about Jacksonville is they're scared to open it up because they're scared of
the people that's gonna come.
That's what it is. But the thing about it is you have to know how to control your people that come there.
Yeah, because the from what I don't know if this is fact or not, but we don't have a strong enough police force to even deal with what's going on presently.
Yeah, but
as they say.
As they say, I
So more money, more problems, right?
It's
Because
always that.
you
But at the
bring
same
it
time, you gotta try something. You gotta try something.
right
Because
you'll get funded. You'll get more money for the police.
money.
Yeah,
But I'm saying they want to keep it under wrap because, like I keep telling, somebody taking money from it.
yeah,
Because
of course.
it's somebody getting money from this event and they ain't putting it out like they supposed to.
Because it seems like that no matter what's being thrown, I mean, I watch the news every day,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter what's thrown out, every year, oh, we're going to do, and then, oh, we're not going to do that anymore.
Correct. And that's true. And my thing is, we got to stop doing it. You got to start doing it. You got to stop the bullshit and make it happen. But that's why I say also, my thing about, especially city government, when you get a new regime come in, throw everybody the fuck out. Get rid of everybody.
And start
and
fresh.
hire new people from the beginning. And let's start fresh with fresh ideas.
Because
it fucks you up because now you got people that sit downtown and be there 40, 50 years and they ain't did shit.
Right. And I've seen this happen in Atlanta because when I moved to Atlanta, it was still, very much it was like Jacksonville.
Yeah, because they had a good old boy battalion up there for a while.
Yeah.
But then what the thing about was when they started, most of them died off.
Right.
Because they had been most of them started dying off because there was the real good old boys, back to the sharecroppers here, but they died earlier than ours did. So when they started dying, you had more corporate blacks and blacks with a voice. They be like, no, we ain't finna do that shit. This is what we finna do now.
Right.
See, we don't have that here because the ones who they look toward here is them goddamn preachers. And the preachers are the ones fucking it up too. I'm gonna say it, they fucking it up too. That's why you can't move nowhere because they don't want to move. They want to keep the money for them.
Right.
And now when something big happen, we want y'all motherfuckers steal it.
And people may argue this, but from what I've seen, the only reason people were going to Atlanta was the cost of living was very low.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had got a duplex, 2-bedroom, 2-bath duplex in the southwest side for SWAT. Shout out to SWAT Atlanta, Campbellton Road, for $500.
Right.
And the strip clubs, the girls are butt ass naked. The cost of living in the strip clubs drew people to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, you also had what's the World Exchange? Is that what it is?
World Exchange.
What's that when they got all the businesses? What they do where they got everything coming to? What's that big?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that bring more international.
Yeah, because it's like a hub.
Yes, that's a hub.
And then with the Hartsfield Airport when they built that and all that.
But see, here it's military, so you have the ones that come, and when the military and someone get finished, they go back home. Mm. See, the military is a big thing here in this town, but like I said, at the same time, in the military, you still had the good old boys out there. Mm. See, that was our thing. The good old boys had so much shit going on and taking money from everywhere till they just fucked everything up because now, when they start dying off, it's just left. You had nobody that would come up that was next in line to get it. And you didn't have anybody black that was going to step in and take over because they weren't listening to black people.
So on the flip side of all this, another thing that will happen, and I have this conversation with individuals, and they'll argue this, but I'm speaking from experience. Mm-hmm. I've seen cities go from this to this,
Correct.
And Atlanta is one of them. What happens when you start building it up to become a competitor to the Miamis, to the New Yorks, the LAs, the New Orleans, et cetera, when you start building it up like that, you're going to start attracting a lot of individuals who are going to migrate here from different cities. And everybody that's going to come here is not good people.
Oh, trust me.
You're going to bring in scammers and thieves and
people think they run gangs and shit like that.
All of the above.
Yeah, you bring all that in. Yeah.
Robbers. Yeah. So the bigger your city, the more popular and the bigger it becomes, the more entertainment, the more flashier it becomes. Mm-hmm. You're going to attract these type of individuals who's going to come into town and mess it up because of, not mess up the city, but do negative things
Correct.
because that's who they are.
Correct.
They have no reason to really come now because it's not profitable to
Right.
them.
Because if they come and go downtown, they're gonna be shit out of luck.
It's shit out of luck.
Because they shit down there for them still.
So I'm sure the city councils and mayors and et cetera, sit back and talk about this because it could be one of those things where, look, we don't want our city to be like that. We want to live a certain type of way. It's it's comfortable. I will say this: living in a few major cities and visiting and traveling and touring and all that type of stuff, Jacksonville is comfortable. For me, it is. You know, a lot of people would say X, Y, Z about the crime, but no. I mean, anywhere you go,
a lot worse. Well, I just got back. I've been living in Maine most of the year, and I was in Maine. I'm like, God damn, boy, y'all couldn't live in Jacksonville. Because some people up in Maine, until this dude just walked into the place and killed them 16 people.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I was in northern Maine, so it's like nothing happens there.
Yeah, and
I say nothing. 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 I mean, these people leave home with their doors open.
Open still, right?
Yeah. I mean, go home and go out to work and come back and just walk through the screen door.
And knock on wood. I don't want to.
No, we gonna put a curse on there. Yeah, we don't do
I don't want.
Yeah, we gonna do that. Yeah, we gonna do all that. But it's the point that when you start building up a certain type of way, like you said, that happens.
You're gonna attract. You're gonna attract what you're gonna attract.
But the one thing I can say about Jacksonville is this: Jacksonville is a big ass fucking place.
It is.
So now, when you start putting stuff there, like it is here, put it everywhere. Put stuff everywhere, so you can have something everywhere for people to do.
And it
kind of cuts down on a lot of things.
You know, it's a confusing city too because they mix different type of zonings. They mix all the different zonings together. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You got a church over there, and then you got a fucking factory right there. Yeah. Then you got a McDonald's right there, and then you got
no club, you can't no ball.
Then you got residential area right there. Like all this stuff piled on top of each other. Is somebody didn't really think about how they're going to.
But that's somebody. That's the city councilman getting money. That's a kickback.
They just throw stuff in.
Yeah, that's a kickback.
The train runs right through fucking everything.
Yeah, but the train that's different. Because them train tracks been there for years and way before all us.
You're right, but the train tracks. So why did you build residential areas right by the fucking train?
Because the thing with
it should have kept it factory and industrial.
But certain places is, but then when you start doing the Amtraks, that was different because that was different. That's different. Now you put that there, and it was different. And so what happened was that, like I said, everything downtown was industrial. See what I'm saying? That's how far it goes back. So if it's running through downtown because all that was industrial back then. So now, are we gonna just let it stay industry, or we gonna try and capitalize on this waterfront part, putting like residential places here? So that's why that's messed up down, especially downtown. Because I'd have been caught going to work and got to go through downtown, that train stopping.
Man,
boy, that's it.
I think I'm not far. I'm used to the trains. I mean, in Brooklyn, we got trains, we got buildings right there. The train run right past you. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have them on the street, where it's blocking traffic and things like that.
That's what I'm saying.
So a train can run right past your window, and
when I was little, the trains coming down the street from my house. We used to push like the dumpster on there so we could stop them on the tracks, and go see what was in the goddamn cars.
Yeah.
You go back there and get some shit. We was dumping goddamn all kind of shit. We got clothes in one. We dumping them out. Hey, y'all, let's sell this shit down the street. Yeah, that was a come up back then.
That was a come up.
That was a come up back then. But you had to get the train to stop first because nobody from the try to jump on the goddamn train. So that was not gonna happen. So if he ain't stopped, let that motherfucker go. Let him go. So it was just one of the people. They was loading them up not too far from over there where we lived at. So they ain't pick up full speed, so they'll stop. Go get that shit off the track, and that was it. As long as we got off fast enough to get our stuff out and going on about our business.
So, man, we sit here with DJ Bodie, man. We can do this all day, Bodie.
All day.
All day, all night. I'm gonna get you back up here so
it'll
we
be
can
no problem,
talk some more about the
Anytime.
DJs.
Anytime. Yeah.
If you got do you have a social media?
Yeah, I got it, but I ain't got it.
Yeah.
It's Bodie. If you find Bodie, you got it. I ain't got an Instagram or that fools. I don't do all that stuff there. You ain't got to go to no parties, nothing there. If you want to meet somewhere, have them drinks, we'll meet and have drinks.
That part.
You'll catch me up here, guess me. Trust me. Catch me up here, Indigo.
Yeah, true, OG. You don't need all that.
But the one thing I do want to say is this. Before I go, all my younger DJs out there, get your business in order, man. If you thinking DJing is going to be a career for you, get your LLC. Get your LLC and do it the right way. Get some insurance on your goddamn self. Go get yourself checked out. Trust me, I lost a lot of brothers in this game because they ain't do the right shit. Okay? So look after yourself. Because if you go have a business, be a business. And you the business. So just like you go take care of business, clean yourself up, make sure that shit clean and running right. Make sure you running right. Trust me.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business.
Yeah, you're the business. Trust me. That's it. So just think about that. So because if you fuck up, everything is fucked up.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? And take care of your business first. And don't cut your egos out. Trust me, cut your egos out. And watch how much further you get. Because I'm always approachable. I was always been able to, oh, you look so mean. What mean how? Because this how I look. That ain't got shit to do with nothing.
Right.
You know
Open your mouth and speak.
Yeah, just if you got some questions, trust me, I ask you questions, whatever. But the thing about it is, I'm gonna tell you directly. So you don't catch no attitude. You know what I'm saying? So just trust me. I'm gonna need to get your shit together, man. And it ain't nothing wrong with practicing. There is nothing wrong with practicing. But don't practice the same shit you play all the fucking time. Play something different. Please, and try something different. Always try something different. Because you never know. Even if you reach one person that like that song you're playing, guess what? That person will come back and see you again. I got people that they hear my name right now. They go come and like, dog, you remember that time? You remember? And they mother tell me so many times. I can't remember none of them motherfuckers. Because I drank a lot, so I'm just saying. But I'm not going to remember. But I know they had a good time. And that's what you want to know. If they had a good time. Not if I was so fucked up. Because they was fucked up, they ain't heard shit you played. That's the one thing about it. When you fucked up, you don't remember shit that motherfucker played in the club. So just be right. You know what I'm saying? And do your thing. And Bodie, I'm out, y'all. I ain't going to keep on talking.
DJ Bodie, Indigo VIP Magazine.
That's right. Indigo VIP Magazine, my bad. Subscribe. Tell everybody else to subscribe. Share it with them so they'll subscribe. Do that. Email it to them. All right? All right, y'all. I'm out for real this time.
Peace.
Peace.